If I was who I am for black people, for the Mexican American community, that school would have been done 3 years ago. If I was who I am to the Asian community, the Anglo-Saxon community, the Native American community, that school gets done the first year we purchased it.
That is true, though. Do anybody disagree with that part that he just said just now? I know it might not sound good, but if we're being all the way honest, that is true. Because Dr. Umar is like, he's trying to do a lot for our community. And if it was any other community, they would be like pushing behind him way more than I feel like our community is. What do you guys feel?
I do disagree with that, actually, because he said it would be done within a year. So again, that's how Umar doesn't do himself any favors, because you can't build a school within a year. So what he's doing is he's putting it on his own people while making it seem like every other race would be capable of building an entire school within a year, I've never built a school, but I would imagine it would take more than just a year within the announcement of the school to actually build a school. So, essentially what he's doing is he's kind of making it seem like, well, black people, we can't organize behind any type of cause. We can't support our own. But these other groups, they're so advanced that they can make the announcement, and within a year they'll build a school. And it could be a Mexican, it could be Asian, Native American, I think he said. So that's exactly what I mean about Umar, that he has a tendency to put down the black community in support of trying to build a school while also elevating other races.
Yeah, I don't agree on the exact time frame that he said, but I do believe that if it was another group, it would have been done faster. Because right now in the black community, we don't even have a black agenda, so it's hard for us to actually unify and actually accomplish nation building and building institutions. But I do agree with what you're saying though. Building a school definitely takes longer than a year.
And just to finish my point, but that's the problem with Umar, because those are problems within the community. We don't have a collective community agenda. We don't have the level of organization that we need. But the way Umar addresses the issue is almost like if he's attacking the community, which I don't think that's particularly helpful. I don't think it's helpful to put down the community in the type of ways that he's done. So I think there's a way to address the fact that we do need an agenda, we do need proper organization, without necessarily making it look like we're putting down our people in favor of other races.
And I don't necessarily think that he's putting down the community in a hyper or in just a unbeneficial way in general. I think he's viewing, again, we're talking about, we're going around the point of emphasis across nation building and whatnot. He's viewing other groups as nations within the nation, within America. So I think necessarily what he's trying to use, and I think of course we're looking at the mechanics of his use of language and whatnot. He's saying a year, of course no matter what nation, unless it's the white nation, they're the only group that can build institutions within a year. Any other group won't be able to do that. I think he's really necessarily trying to go over question of funding and support. The brother said, other groups will be able to do it faster if they were in this position, which they have been in this position, but not necessarily in the position of trying to, erect independent schools, independent educational schools.
Other races of people in America definitely do have private schools, and it doesn't take them this long to build it. So I do agree with Dr. Umar. It is, I think, a valid critique. We oftentimes, I would imagine, obviously there's no way to substantiate this. I would say more people talk trash about school than I've actually donated to help, bring it to fruition. So I think that is a critique of our community for sure, a valid one.
I want to make a quick point on that, though. And as I mentioned earlier, we do actually have African-centered schools, so it's not like black people have been incapable of building the schools. So I think that's the other element of it as well. In this particular situation, this might be more of a commentary on how Umar is going about trying to build a school than the fact that black people in America are incapable of building schools, because we do have African-centered schools across the country.